What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another SLA video. All right, folks, before we start, just want a quick little PSA. I'll be on vacation for a day and a half tomorrow. That's right, taking my kids somewhere with my wife just to get away from it all. Little Mont Tremblant action, and we'll be back on Wednesday. Then I have renovations on my basement where my wife spilled some coffee. We're going to get all the floors done here, so I'll be not live streaming quite as much. But with that being said, we have ourselves a brand new code, 1,000 Essence Stones as promised, being sent to all my supporters, guys. If you're not clicking that support button, you're missing out on 1,000 Essence Stones, 500k gold, plus mana power extracts and rune fragments times 150. Remember, supporting is free, guys. It's recommended. It's one of the best things you can do to support me, plus yourself, to get yourself some codes. So log in. This is in every description and every single video. It's pinned. Click that support button. Get in there. Support your boy, and I will support you right back with some codes. Now, let's go into the game and talk about something that many of you have been asking me since the new release of Cha and Payne. What is now the ultimate team setup? All right, so we've done this already. Now we're going to talk about part 2 of this because I think it's important. Things have changed a little bit now since the release of Cha. Now, believe it or not, there's a couple things that will remain the same, a couple things that will change, and I will discuss it all. So first off, what is the ultimate team for new players? Let's talk about new players first. I believe this is going to be important because most of you guys who are veterans probably already have established teams, and new players, you're probably looking at, hey, Payne, what will help me get the most bang for my buck or my free-to-play value, right? That's what probably most of you guys are asking. So let's talk a little bit about that. First off, the best team in the game at the moment when it comes down to security. We're talking about finishing every piece of content, taking you the furthest without you having to spend too much resources. That is actually, believe it or not, going to still be the win team. That's right. The win team can still defeat everything in this game, and allows you to bypass a few things that you don't even need to worry about anymore too. So that's one thing I want to remind you guys. The win team is still probably the safest bet out of any team in the game. Now, at the moment, the win team will be comprised of the following characters to maximize the amount of potential that team has, and that is going to be your main DPS will be Mirai, your support is still going to be Hansi Mei, and it's going to be Goto as your breaker. Now, I want to make this clear. We have a brand new unit coming out very shortly. All right, brand new unit coming out very shortly. Leonard, who is the #1 German DPS or hunter in the game in the manhwa, and we're assuming this is an assumption, he is going to be somewhat of either a replacement or a I want to say friendlier DPS than Mirai. I don't know if he's going to out DPS Mirai because she's pretty damn bonkers, but he will definitely most likely that's right, in terms of leaks at least, he's considered a DPS. All right, so can you still get away with using Mirai, or should you wait for Leonard? So here's my proposition to you guys as new players. If you're a new player, you're better off probably going with Goto as your hybrid DPS for now and Hansi Mei for now. You can pull for Mirai. Mirai requires a lot of investment. She requires at least to be A5 to be extremely powerful. Plus she needs a very strong weapon. So it's your call on that. But what I would do personally is I would start working on the win team with Hansi Mei and Goto and wait for Leonard, right? And just go from there. And then at the same time, start working on Cha and the water team. That will be your second team. Now, the reason why I say second team is if we go through the list of things that are currently available for the water team is stronger than the wind team. But when it comes down to WOBL right now, personally, you may struggle a little bit more. The only reason why I say this is you can see they've given Vulcan all of the elements to be weak against, but unfortunately with Baron, it's still wind and dark. And as a matter of fact, he's actually strong against water. So for those who are looking to advance, and you're going to want to farm Baron a bit before you can move on, you're going to want at least the win team to help you push through this. Now, once you pass that, right over here, you can still use the water team to go through Baron Deimos, but you could also skip Deimos a little bit and go straight to Yogamon and start farming him instead. Now, it does require quite a bit of a power leap though, right? You go from 585 to 630 from easy mode to 850 to 900k. So there is a little bit of a jump, but you guys can see Wind has three elements completely covered, right? While everyone else only has 2. So Wind has the most potential when it comes down to WOBL. They can definitely help you finish story mode. They can help you finish most of the other instances and stuff as well. Now, Water Team being the second, of course, you can now pull for all of them except for Saren. Saren's the one missing. So either way, you have a unit missing on both teams. You have your main DPS is going to be Cha. Your support will be Mei Lin. That's a pretty straightforward one, I think. And then, of course, you want your breaker to be Saren, but Saren, of course, unfortunately, is not available till Leonard comes out. So either way, you're waiting for that German bastard to pop up. That's right, I said that. I love German people. I have a lot of family German. Don't take that personally, guys. So yeah, you're looking for her. You're gonna have to wait for Leonard. You're looking to replace Mireille. You're probably gonna have to wait for Leonard. She is by far the best breaker on the water team. But for now, if you're new and you're looking just to get through water, you can noticeably use this SR and this SR to still finish content and still do well enough as breakers. I wouldn't even bother summoning for Sa unless you get her by accident. But yeah, both of these characters are going to be waiting for you in June. All right, so Soren is out in June, Leonard is out in June. So your call on that one. Third team, all right, is going to be the fire team. That's right, the fire team. Now, this team is still probably, I'd say, the most powerful team next to water. So if you're going to put in terms of DPS scaling, the best team out there is going to be fire, but they require the most investment. And they're the hardest ones to get right now because everything with fire requires you to pull from the custom tickets. Now, I would say this. If you're looking for the most DPS value team outside of water now, it's definitely fire still for power destruction, guild boss, etc. Right? So fire gives you a couple different options. You can go with the most popular option, which is going to be Kanae right here with Essel and Gina. That would be your fire. That would be your main fire team. Where's my Gina? Right there. That's my free-to-play Gina. Or you can push for Yuseyun, who right now is actually having a little bit more value than Kanae in regards to guild boss at least. And then the same two other apply, Essel and Gina, right? So that's your fire team. I'd say they're third right now just because of the shift and transition of things going on right now, right? And that is fire being weak against Yogamont. And then, of course, Fakna coming out and taking away some of the luster that Kanae had during the Ant Queen. So keep that in mind. Fire team, extremely powerful still. They will have their chance again to re-roll and redo their things. But at the moment, they're probably third in my opinion. Fourth, and still to me, next to win, the safest team that can probably handle all content in the game, that is going to be the light team. All right, and that's comprised of two different DPS. It's your choice who you want to go with. Thomas Andre, which is the more popular, or Cha, believe it or not, still holds her own compared to him. She's actually more used in more places like BOT and stuff, so you can do that. Your second unit is for sure going to be Gunhee right here. That's your breaker. And then third option is your choice between support. You can go with Min, who I think is the better option, quite honestly, or you can go with Akari if you want to strictly stick to getting her to A5 and you're a big fan of the Headless Girl. It's your call on that one. I don't recommend it personally, but I would say at least go for Thomas Andre or Cha, Gunhee, and then Min. All right, that's your fourth best team. And then last but not least, guys, the worst team in the league right now in the solo leveling league is Dark. The only two units worth having right now for Dark are Libora, and the number one unit is Isla, and I still don't have her on my free-to-play account. So those are the units you absolutely want to go for, but you don't want to build a full Dark team yet. And the reason why I say this yet is because apparently in the month of June, Jinna might be coming out and making the Dark team viable finally. And this is a what if Jinna Sung was, etc. Right? It's a what if scenario storyline, hopefully helping you guys figure things out. So just to break it down again, number one team, safest team, the one that'll take you the furthest right now is going to be Goto, Mireille, Hansimi, or Goto, Hansimi, and if you want to wait for Leonard. Number two is going to be the water team with Cha, Meilin, and then Soren, but again, you got to wait for Leonard or Soren at the same time anyways. It's up to you if you want to pull a backup with using an SR like Nam or Ana Ruiz. Those are fine as breakers for now to get you far into the game. And then, of course, the third team, as mentioned, is Fire with Kanae or Yuseyun, with Gina and Essel. Fourth is going to be the light team with Thomas Andre or Cha, Gunhee and Min, or Akari if you really want to punish yourself. And then lastly, the Dark team, specifically Libora and Isla. You want those two at the very least. SM Beck, notably worthwhile having. Harper's actually a really good breaker, but the team itself has no content and quite honestly isn't very useful until hopefully the month of June where Jinna comes out and dominates. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any comments in the comment section. If you agree with this, if disagree, of course, subscribe, like, take care, guys. See you in the next one.